Hi there, for today's Read Aloud we are going to be reading Mooseltoe by Marjorie Platini and illustrations by Henry Cole. So this book, I want you to focus on the characters in this book since that's what we were talking about earlier, and fiction. How is this book fiction? So we'll go over this later, but we're also going to have a little reading discussion like we normally do, and I'm going to be asking you a question over characters. So please pay attention to all the characters. Alright, before we begin reading, I would like for you to make a prediction using the title, Mooseltoe, and the cover. Alright? When you have a prediction, give a thumbs up. Alright, let's begin. Mooseltoe. Mooseltoe. Just 1 second. Alright. 'Twas the season, and Moose was merry. He joyfully tickled the ivories with a tuneful of tidings and a flurry of fa-la-las. He was so full of ho-ho-hos, even his mustache had the holiday spirit. And I said, instead of saying mustache, I said Mustache, because he's a moose. But Moose was more than just a bit merry and bright. He was busy, busy, busy. There was a lot to be done on his list of to-dos. But with orderly organization, a bit of regimentation, lots of imagination, and just plain old Moose know-how, getting ready for the big day should have been simple, easy, yes, in all probability, just perfectly perfect. He wasted not one merry minute. Moose got moving and put some hustle into the holiday bustle. He went to work. He wrote cards and letters till his hooves hurt. Check. He shopped till he dropped. Check. He hauled home boxes and bags and presents galore. Moose had gifts for everyone, stacked from ceiling to floor. Check, check, check. Then he rapped, yo, yo, yo. And he ribboned, ho, ho, ho. And on each and every package he tied a big, beautiful bow. Check and double check. So far, so simple, so easy, so perfectly perfect. Another look at the list, and Moose headed for the kitchen. He pulled out the pots, pans, and bowls, shifted through stacks and racks of cookbooks. He whisked with his left, spooned with his right. Moose baked tons of tins of cookies. Check. Dozens of cakes, breads, and sweets. Check, check, check. He made jellies, sticky jams. Moose roasted a goose and some chestnuts. He toasted marshmallows and yams. Check, check, check. Triple check. Yes, yes. So simple, so easy, but of course, so perfectly perfect. So far, is your prediction coming true? Or do we need a little bit more time? Alright, let's keep going. I think this is such a fun holiday book. Decorations were up next on his list of things to do and get done. So Moose decked the halls, then spruced up the walls. He beaded, bowed, and mooseltoed. He gathered garlands, roped wreaths, and holly. Jingle bells, sang Noels. Oh, good golly, this Moose was jolly. Check, 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 check. Getting everything done on his list. Last but not least, he hung all the stockings, each and every one, with special care. And just in time, too. Soon Santa would be there. Check and final check. Yes, sirree. Getting ready for Christmas was an absolute snap. Meaning, he was just doing it like that. So easy. And so simple, so easy, and if he did say so himself, Moose thought totally, utterly, completely, perfectly perfect. So he's proud of himself. He thinks he's doing a great job getting everything on his list done. On that night before Christmas, Mother, little Sissy, Bucky, and Junior looked all through the house. What a good job Moose had done. Everything looked bountiful, festival, quite fine indeed. There was just one minor problem, if you will. Oh dear, sighed the missus, as the five stared at one empty corner. Oh my, oh me, oh gee. Pop! What happened? Cried Junior. You forgot the tree. Oh my goodness, he had so much on his to-do list. He forgot one little thing, and that was the tree. Whoops! Where would they hang the tinsel, string the popcorn, light the lights? Where would Santa leave his gifts for the kiddies on Christmas Eve night? So Moose pulled on his galoshes and put on his hat. He would find a tree somewhere, somehow. And that's all there was to that. So, out went the Moose, braving bustering, blowing winds and the cold. He went through the snowdrifts, courageous and bold. Moose first hoofed it down to the corner, not a tree to be had. Then he slid around the block. Uh-oh, things were looking bad. He went down every boulevard, street, and little road. He looked down the lanes and alleys. Every tree had been sold. Well, of course, it's Christmas Eve, so I think they're going to all be gone in people's homes. There wasn't a branch, not even a twig, not even one lousy bow hanging around. Nope, nothing. Not a tree to be found. And it right here says sold out, trees sold out, Christmas trees all gone. And then sold out. No tree, sighed a sad Moose as he came home empty-handed that snowy eve. The kids tried to make the best of it. They said, oh, so, who needs a tree? But Moose could plainly see they were short on the glee. So he's thinking they're a little disappointed. Even though they're saying, oh, we're not disappointed, he can look on their face and kind of tell they're a little bit. He knew he had to do something, and that's just what he did. In the empty corner he stood and spread his arms out very wide. Then he smiled at his children, and he winked at his bride. Kids, he declared, fetch your forgetful pop some of that tried and true family glop. Fetch your forgetful pop some of that tried and true family glop. So I think he's saying, like, let's go. That's a different sentence. So back came the kids carrying a big pot of glue, and without a word to one another, they knew just what to do. Let's pause real quick. What do you think they're going to do? Let's make a prediction. What do you think? When you have one, give a thumbs up. If you need more time, pause the video. All right, let's read to find out. They each took a part, grabbing strands, taking hold, then carefully, oh so carefully, they glopped. And they plopped. They pasted. And they pressed. They curled and twirled every which way a follicle could fathom, until Moose's magnificent Mustache was indeed even more of a marvel to see. I wonder what they're doing. Moose was just a few needles shy of being an evergreen tree. They strung Moose with lights from his head to his toes, and draped him with tinsel, beginning right with his nose. They hung balls with shiny... I read that wrong, I'm sorry. They hung balls that were shiny, and bells that twinkled, candy canes, berries, and plums, sugar sprinkled. Then they all stood back. Junior plunged in his pop. Oh, ah. Yes, Moose truly was an incredible sight. He was glorious and glowing, and boy, oh boy, was he ever bright. So they're like, ooh, and ah. Then Junior placed the star on top of Moose's head. He gave him a kiss and a pat, and they all headed off to bed, except Moose, of course. He stayed in the corner instead, still twinkling and blinking and waiting for Santa. Oh, so it wasn't so simple, and it wasn't so easy, and okay, it wasn't so perfectly perfect, but do you know what? What do you think they're going to say? And did your prediction come true? Did you know that this was going to happen? Let's find out. It was pretty close. Ho, ho, ho. Ooh, what's that? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that story, Mooseltoe. What I would like for us to do next is talk about how this story was fiction, not real, fake, okay? What made the story fiction? If you have an answer, or if you need some more time, pause the video, but if you have an answer, give it a thumbs up. It maybe you can share your response, your answer with an adult if you're at home, or a sibling, stuffed animal. And if you're at school, maybe you can raise your hand and your teacher can call on a couple of y'all. Okay? All right. And just if you need more time to share, pause the video. But one thing I want to talk about, I think this story was fiction because can mooses talk? No. Do mooses have long mustaches, and can they decorate themselves to be a Christmas tree, to look like a Christmas tree? No, that's fake. That is not real. That is a big clue that this story is fiction, okay? All right, so on the next slide, I'm going to ask you a question about characters. You're going to talk with a partner if you're at school. And if you're at home, you can, of course, talk with an adult, sibling, or a stuffed animal. I hope you enjoyed today's Read Aloud, Mooseltoe.